here's an idea of how you can practice keeping your bow going in a straight line in your bow practice. Doing this, keeping the bow parallel to the bridge. For me, I visualize that bow going in a straight line. When I was first learning, one of my teachers put 2 fingers on a string and I had a bow in between the fingers. Here's a way to kind of do something similar on your own. Is you can get some rubber bands or some painter's tape. Rubber bands you can take on and off probably pretty easy. You can lay your base down to do this if you want, but I got a rubber band. I'm going to put this about 1 inch or a 1/2 inch from the edge of my fingerboard so I can bow kind of at a normal spot for an open string. Let's see how this is. I'm just going to kind of tie it on there. And it has to be crazy, it's just so it stays on. Alright, so that's on there about 1 inch or so from the edge of my fingerboard. Now another inch down, I'm going to put my second rubber band. I'm going to do this on the G string. I'm going to try the D string. This could make for interesting sounds if you want to make some extending techniques on the bass. So I got about 1 inch, 1.5 inch gap there. That's enough for me to practice my visualizing my bow angle. So now you can see my regular rubber bands. My goal here is to practice keeping my bow in between those rubber bands. So if my bow tip dips down, then it's going to hit one of those rubber bands. I'm going to try not do that, kind of like a game. And what you have to do with your arm so that your bow kind of stays in between those rubber bands as you do pull strokes and push strokes, is you have to kind of let your wrist joint and your elbow joint be flexible. So they can't be rigid or else it's not going to work. So just let them bend as they need to keep the bow like that. But you're going to be focusing on keeping the bow in between those 2 rubber bands. Alright, I'm curious how it sounds if I just bow the G string. You can do it. It's not a G, but for the purposes of practicing bowing, you can still get a vibration, a note sounding. So you can do that. So if you're doing like long open string, long tone practice, that'll work fine, and you can practice doing that. And as you blow the other strings, you're just going to have to watch if it's staying in between those 2 rubber bands. Each string's a little off, but you can still kind of see if it's going to go down. Alright, so that's just a way to kind of make some self-guide rails as you're learning to visualize what keeping the bow straight is going to look like. And then you can take these off and try imagining those there without them on.